covering Northern California. You're watching Action News Now, coverage you can count on.
A local tribe got the green light to move and expand its casino. New at 6, the hurdles they could hit before construction starts up. Plus,
all I can say is that they're going to do the thorough job that they need to do. It's going to take as long as it's going to take, and when we get those answers back, we will, then we'll have those answers.
fire after fire in southern Butte County have some asking if there's more to it than bad weather and bad luck. We're working to get you those answers. And dangerous heat still holds us in its grips. We're tracking the relentless triple-digit threat. But first, breaking news, we just learned another criminal case has been dismissed in Shasta County because of a lack of courtroom availability within the legal time limit.
The Shasta County DA's office says it comes down to not enough judges. Michael Johnson was charged with transportation, sale, and possession of meth. Because of prior strikes, Johnson was facing up to 8 years in state prison. The case was originally set for trial back in April, but was delayed for the same reason. Now, the DA's office argued against the dismissal, saying it's been ready for trial all along. Charges against Johnson have already been refiled.
All across the valley, temperatures hit 100 degrees or higher again today.
Yeah, Chief Meteorologist Howie Gordon is tracking that heat wave that just goes on and on and on. What should we plan for tonight, Howie, and for the weekend?
Going to be a hot one tonight, Alan and Haley, because we're probably going to stay in the 90s, potentially at least around 90 till after midnight. That's I'm going by the official clock time of nighttime before we really start to cool during the early morning hours. But here we are, 12 days in a row. That makes every single day in the month of July. Chico has been at 100 degrees. And I continue to joke. I'm not joking about this matter at all, but Redding, 26 days in a row of 100 degrees back in 1978. That's not out of the realm of possibility. All right, here's what we got. So right now, Chico at 112 has tied a record from 1913 for a daily high. So we were just as hot on this day back in 1913, which is the hottest day ever on this day, July 12th. Now, Redding is still a degree back of 115 of tying a high. Other than that, so pretty much record heat continues here in Northern California. Thus, we still have our excessive heat warnings in effect through tomorrow, as well as our heat advisories as the heat continues to stay on that dangerous side. But there is some relief on the way, and we'll talk about some fire weather coming up.
All right, thanks, Howie.
Well, police say a man stabbed someone at a home in Red Bluff, then ran away and then called 911 to confess. The police found a 49-year-old man stabbed in the neck around 8:30 this morning at a home on Madison Street. The victim said Elijah McKibben Leddy, who he lived with and was in a romantic relationship, he was the one who did it. The police say McKibben Leddy ran to River Park and called 911 soon after, admitting to stabbing his partner. The victim is in serious condition with a life-threatening injury. McKibben Leddy is in jail for attempted murder.
If you noticed a lot of Chico police officers out by the Walmart today, well, that's because they found somebody dead nearby. Chico police say they went out on a welfare check at around 10:30 this morning, but that person was already dead. Police don't suspect foul play and are alerting the family about what happened. Tracking the rail bridge fire, it's mapped at 130 acres, but now 30% contained today thanks to crews from CAL FIRE still out there mopping up in the heat. Action News Now was there in Palermo yesterday and shot this video. CAL FIRE stopped the flames from spreading within about 3 hours yesterday afternoon. The Butte County Sheriff's Office lifted all evacuation orders and people were able to return home the very same night. CAL FIRE says the cause is under investigation and one firefighter did have a minor injury. So far, there have been 10 fires in Butte County alone in fewer than 2 months' time.
And many of them, most of them, in fact, in Palermo, Oroville, and the Concow areas. So today we asked CAL FIRE officials why we've seen this many fires. CAL FIRE tells us heat and wind has a lot to do with it, but a lot of you have called or emailed Action News Now asking if there could be someone starting the fires intentionally.
There's been a lot of concern about a possible arsonist or someone that is starting these fires just because of how close in proximity they have been in. Does CAL FIRE have any response to some of those allegations that are being made online on social media?
That's really all I can say about it right now, is that we do investigate the origin and the cause of every fire, and right now all these fires that we've had recently remain under investigation as we work to determine what caused them.
It concerns me, something terribly, and it worries me. It's constant worry, and you shouldn't have to worry all the time. You should be at peace at your home.
While Carhart could not give us a firm yes or no regarding a possible arsonist on the loose, he says CAL FIRE Butte County has limited investigators, so finding out the cause of any fire could take months. So far this year, CAL FIRE has taken on over 3,600 wildfires and over 2,200 possible structure fires. CAL FIRE reports that over 220,000 acres were burned so far this year. And this moment, the biggest wildfire this year is the Lake Fire in Santa Barbara County, with over 35,000 acres burned. CAL FIRE says in this year's fire outlook, fire conditions are more intense compared to the last 3 years.
The Wind River Casino now has federal approval to expand and relocate to property along Interstate 5 in South Reading. Action News Now reporter Jesse Angelo shows us what's next in this controversial project.
For about the last 20 years, the Reading Rancheria has been working to expand and relocate the Wind River Casino from their current location on Highway 273 to this land, just off Interstate 5 South and South Bonneview, known as Strawberry Fields. And now the federal government has given them permission to make the move.
Now it's in federal trust. It has been deemed Indian land for gaming purposes, and so we are allowed to relocate our casino now.
According to Speak Up Shasta, a local group that opposes the project, the long fight to move the casino isn't over yet, as they plan to oppose the project any way possible.
The process under which this project has been advancing has chosen to ignore the voices of thousands of Shasta County residents, and worse than that, it's also asking for the taxpayers to foot the bill for servicing the needs of that casino. So we plan to continue to fight with every resource we have.
On their website, Speak Up Shasta says the casino project is fraught with concerns, both environmental and economic, saying that the project threatens salmon, eagles, and endangered species, and that the new casino would have a devastating effect on local small businesses.
The tribe is going to do the best. We don't harm the environment. We will do everything respectful and make sure everything is done accordingly.
Potter also told me they don't foresee any problems to the local economy, saying that they financially support many small businesses in the area and will continue to do so. Meanwhile, opposition like Speak Up Shasta will continue their fight against the project, both with grassroots efforts and, if necessary, in court. In Reading, Jesse Angelo, Action News Now.
And we'll hear more from Jesse on this story. More details tonight on Action News Now at 11.
It's official. West Nile virus season is here. Shasta County confirmed a mosquito sample just tested positive. The Shasta Mosquito and Vector Control District says this is the first positive test of the year. The mosquitoes sampled were in Shingletown. They say it's unusual to find a positive test at a higher elevation like that. The district says mosquitoes thrive in triple-digit temperatures, so do what you can to fight the bite. Long sleeves, repellent, and at home, drain standing water around your house.
We're keeping an eye on the Shelley fire, burning now for 9 days in Siskiyou County. This fire has grown to more than 10,000 acres and is now 1% contained. Take a look at this time-lapse video from Alert California camera, and you can see a lot of smoke over the Marble Mountain Wilderness area. This fire is burning now well over a week, sparking last Wednesday in the Klamath National Forest. With structures threatened, CAL FIRE gave a briefing on its defense plan.
So what I'd like to talk to you about today is the robust structured defense plan that we have in place. Up in the Quartz Valley area to the north there, as well as Greenview, Partridge Pines area, and the Etna area, we have a lot of dozer lines in. We have a lot of fire engines in the area, as well as bulldozers and hand crews ready should the fire not hold in its current footprint.
An evacuation center remains up and running at the Karuk Wellness Center in Wairika, and there will be a public meeting in an hour from now at Etna High School. It will also be streamed online. Just head to our website and click on news and then news links to watch.
If you want to weigh in on a massive water storage project proposed in the Glenn County area, there is another public meeting about the site's reservoir happening soon. Colusa County's Community Development Department wants to hear concerns and feedback to create a community plan. The reservoir is proposed west of Maxwell. It would capture runoff during winter months and provide more water storage for the state. Key topics up for discussion include temporary workforce housing, short-term and long-term economic strategies, and transportation and traffic. The meeting is scheduled for 6 p.m. next Wednesday, July 24th at the American Legion building in Maxwell. So not next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after.
The show must go on for Slice of Chico despite the baking heat.
If you're going to stay cool, hey, the door's open. We got air conditioning.
How you can keep cool for a free cool slice. A scorching Slice of Chico is in store tomorrow.
That's right. Meteorologist Patrick Wright shows us what the Downtown Chico Business Association has in store to make sure you stay cool as you shop around tomorrow.
As the sales signs help drop the prices here in downtown Chico, the temperature is not following suit for the 49th annual Slice of Chico. The excessive heat warning lingers into Saturday with another day of dangerous heat. This heat has prompted some changes for this year's event.
There are 3 remote slicing stations aside from the one on 3rd Street, and we also will be providing water bottles and things like that for everyone because of the heat that we are expecting this year.
The Downtown Chico Business Association, or the DCBA, says they also plan to use misters, have a cooling station set up, and of course hand out the ice-cold watermelon slices to keep you cool as you shop. And businesses are also adjusting to the heat.
If you're going to stay cool, hey, the door's open. We got air conditioning. And you know what? The racks are out. If we have to bring them in, we will. There is no fear about the heat.
Regardless of the heat, the DCBA hopes this event brings people out for another year of fun in the summer sun in downtown.
What makes it special is honestly just our community. We have a great community in Chico, and the fact that so many of our businesses are able to mark down their items the way that they are for this event and just come together to have something fun in downtown for summer, I think makes it the most special.
In Chico, meteorologist Patrick Wright, Action News Now.
All the fun happens from 11 to 5 in downtown Chico. And keep in mind there will be some street closures if you're driving through. Avoid 3rd Street between Main and Broadway. A slice of watermelon might help beat the weekend heat, but I mean, all fun aside, of course, it can be really dangerous if you spend too much time outdoors.
Yeah, but the watermelon, I don't know. It's not going to, it sure sounds good one way or the other, though. But yeah, we got to take this heat still seriously, Howie.
I'm a huge watermelon fan, but yes, our excessive heat warnings, I keep saying extensive, they've been extensive as well because they've been extended from Tuesday to Saturday and now, or Tuesday to Friday, excuse me, and now Friday to Saturday. So that event is going to be taking place during an excessive heat warning. So very much on the hot side. So we're probably going to add this to 13 days by tomorrow. And again, here's what we're looking at right now. In the valley, we're still at 112, 113 degrees. Temperatures might only be a few degrees cooler compared to this time tomorrow, but still very, very hot. So you're urged to stay indoors, but you're going to be out there. I would say plenty of that watermelon and plenty of shade if possible, frequent breaks, lots of water, because you're going to be out there in the midst of an excessive heat warning. Again, that goes through tomorrow night.
Oh gosh, thanks Howie for the warning.
Yeah. Well, you can go to school to learn about mechanics or history or journalism for that matter, but new at 6, now you can learn about trees.
You're watching Action News Now. Storm Tracker weather, coverage you can count on.
There's a live look over Shasta County from the Alert California camera.
And our chief meteorologist, Howie Gordon, is tracking pretty severe weather that just won't give us a break. Howie, we're going into the weekend, but I mean, I canceled a lot of my plans that I had for the afternoon because it's just brutal out there.
Absolutely.
I mean, tomorrow's event, one of the few that wasn't canceled, and I agree with both of you. It's going to be in prime time. excessive heat warning periods where from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. you're urged to stay indoors. So watermelon it up and get as much fluid and rest and camouflage, if you will, behind under canopies. Here's another shot. Our Northern California cam. That's in South Oroville. That's in, or excuse me, our Sunset Hill camera, my bad, in Butte, looking off towards the northeast. That was the last camera. We got another beautiful shot here in Northern California. So we've been talking about it, the dangerous heat again, right through tomorrow. Now, Sierra showers, thunderstorms this weekend. We become vulnerable as the high-pressure system loosens its grip and slowly starts to pull away from the area. And with that comes cooler temperatures. And we'll look at these quote-unquote cooler temperatures. So low temperatures for tonight. We're looking at a hot night. By the time we cool down to 78 overnight in Red Bluff, that is for a really short period of time before temperatures start to rise once again. And here's where we're going. Very dangerous heat. Maybe a few degrees cooler than today, but what does that mean? If it's 114 or 112, that is very much on the dangerous high heat side. Even the higher elevations still not immune to what's going on with our temperatures in the 100, 102 degree range. And then look at the coastal range in the North Mountains, 105 and 107. So pretty much very, very hot no matter where you go in Northern California. So now, high pressure that moved in more than a week and a half ago that has just really been laying the hammer of heat on us for days and days and every single day in the month of July is finally starting to lose a little strength. It's going to start moving away from us from west to the east into the not the I said the Great Basin, into the Four Corners region. That's going to allow the delta breeze to move up. And this spin here, this clockwise spin, it's going to pull that moisture and force it up towards us. And as that moisture gets forced up the mountains, mostly noted the Sierra, probably south of the viewing area, that could allow for some thunderstorm development. And thunderstorms, they have lightning, which could start some fires. So thus, we have fire danger in some of those highest elevations, especially if we see those thunderstorms develop, and I'm going to go with about a 30% chance. But we do have some relief. This comes in the number of around 100 degrees. So as we do cool down, we're going to be closer to 100 than compared to 115 degrees. So yes, still very, very hot.
Yeah, I don't know if it's relief. It's just a little less terrible.
Kind of,
That's my
yeah.
Slightly less
a little less terrible. I like that.
It is what it is. All right, the Olympic Games are just a couple weeks away, and Team USA is all picked out. But which state has the most Olympic athletes? Well, the 2024 Paris Olympics are just about 2 weeks away. We now know all the athletes representing the U.S. at the Games.
But which state is offering up the most Olympic athletes? Well, of course, it's California. We hold that honor. Nearly 600 athletes across 31 different sports will be sporting the red, white, and blue. Nearly 1 in 5 are from our state. The rest come from 45 other states, with Maine, North Dakota, West Virginia, and Wyoming being the only ones not sending an athlete. New at 6, you can get an education in just about anything, but have you ever heard of tree school?
No,
I hadn't.
No,
Yeah.
but Cal Fire has a California tree school going on in Placerville. It's their second tree school. The goal is to help educate anyone about how to manage their forest property. Cal Fire has funded the University of California Cooperative Extension to do forest stewardship outreach. They also provide all sorts of workshops.
I came here from Michigan. I knew absolutely nothing about forestry and about forest management practices. So this is really important to me. I've done the forest stewardship workshops. I've done a couple of those. One of the first ones down at UC Berkeley. And the big deal was I didn't know what I didn't know.
Cal Fire also offers a 9-week series online and in-person field day that teaches people how to write forest management plans. We have a link to all of that on our website. Just click on News Links. New at 6, inspiring the next generation of leaders and public servants in our community.
And what better way to do that than through summer camps and fun interactive programs? Well, Cal Fire Shasta Trinity and Tehama Glen units, plus the Tehama County Fire Department, dropped by the Shasta Youth Leadership Camp. They even brought in a helicopter overhead like you just saw. And they gave some insight into what their job is all about. It's an effort to build relationships between public safety and the youth.
Well, one last check of the forecast, Howie.
So I'm going to go with a hot night. Temperatures probably staying into the 90s right through midnight. And then I guess tomorrow, a little cooler, but still very, very hot. But we do start to see a dip in the mercury as the week moves along. We'll get closer to 100. I know. Less terrible, Haley.
A little less terrible. I hope everybody has a great, hot Friday night.
Yeah, we'll see you back here on Monday. Have a great weekend.